Welcome channel. My name is Brad and Supercoach Pro. Today's video, we are doing a round one AFL team review for Supercoach 2024. We scored 2-1-4-5, a pretty good score, I'd say, considering the last couple of seasons had some poor starting teams and hurt me long run because I've had to trade my way out of a bad side. And 35k ranking, I'll take that. Honestly, after round one, the side rookies looks good. The side in general looks pretty good. Not too many holes in the ship. So before we jump into it, like and sub if you haven't already. I did a multi on the weekend, Dacos, DeGoey, for 25 and 20 more disposals. Anytime goal scorer for Heaney, Dacos, and DeGoey, and then Darcy Cameron, last minute and a half, sealed the deal. I was so pleased in that game. Won me 115. My shift got cancelled. Need to make some money. I'm good at betting, especially when it comes to footy stats. So just thought I'd chuck my multi on there because that was a good return. And then I put some thoughts out there on Twitter. Now, if you don't follow me already, it's actually Supercoach Pro 91 is my handle. This one's not meant to be a burner account. It's just the accounting work. So anyway, I was looking at the players like Berry, Steele, Bonner, Wines, and it's crazy because you look at all these players and sometimes you know who you're looking at and you get the your wrong combination. And I feel like I've done that a little bit. But anyway, that's a bit of that for you. Now, Dacos, Stewart, and Sheasel in the back line was my mainstays. Pretty much all preseason, I want to say, especially with Young. Dacos is doing Dacos things. If you're not the 70% that started him, you're probably a bit worried that he's going to punch out these 130s before his bye. Stewart, yeah, I was knowing that I probably always a bit of coin on him and people could pick him up for 50k cheaper, but he's just too good to pass up. Probably wasn't the game I thought he would go for. I wouldn't chuck a VC on him, but I thought he did all right. She's a 130, just racks it up. He's obviously everywhere. He loves a good one too. And then Young, 4 free kicks against. But he's got the role, so I'm not too worried about Young. Give him another week to see what's going on. And then Hoare and Caulfield is always going to be a battle of rookies, rookie roulette. But I feel like I chose the right rookies. I didn't start Reed because I was worried about his hammy issues, to be honest, and stuff like that. Gibcus, he couldn't have seen an ACL coming, but the rest of the rookies down back feel fine. I wouldn't want to have any more than 2 rookies on field. But I feel pretty confident in these 3 playing Russian all that with them. So happy with the players he got. Even Hall might even be a bit of a pod rookie because I do love a good pod rookie, not going to lie. He's in 8% of the side, so that's handy to know. I wonder how many people jump on board for a Gibcus because I think he is a great rookie. I know he wasn't in the best 22 come round 0, but he is a nice selection. 48% on him on house, which is surprising after his 91 preseason game. So anyway, I won't jump in too much of that. Backline is pretty solid, to be honest, compared to what I've seen. I'm not floating Zach Williams. I actually changed him out last minute. Captain's Bont, he was doing well first half and sort of faded off the last 2 quarters, I'd say. And then took Miller. He wasn't really on my agenda, but then Green went 150, and I got a bit of a FOMO for a high-scoring player this week. So I thought Steele wouldn't have the capability or Crouch capability of sort of going a high 130, but I took the punt on Miller because we know what he's done in the past. He's not much of a pod. He's in 23% size, so he's in 1 every 4, basically. But I had to chuck him in there. I think a lot of people had a Green and didn't care about the buy. So why should I at this point when I see a 150 like that? I got scared. So grabbed Took. And the only reason I wouldn't have started him because of his buy. And I thought that's just a stupid reason after seeing Tom Green go crazy. Martin, his role was good, just didn't clean up his disposal. I still might be aggressive with this move, and you might think it's silly, but I've got a plan, and we'll talk about it in the team preview going into round 2, but not now. Wines 94 is pretty underwhelming for a West Coast game, so I'm not going to go over that too much. Just such low time on ground sometimes for Wines, which really annoys me. And then Berry, 13 disposals, but 80 points. It was a wet weather footy, so it was perfect for a Berry type player and good rookie price playing midfield. So you'll take that. And if he plays forward, he gets a forward DBP, can he average 80? I'll be happy with that because he averaged 87 in the past. And that was a late pick too. Like, I know George was hot on him, and I probably bought him in not long before the game actually started. So I'm a real pod man this year, 8% of sides. And that's what I want to do this year. I want to be a little bit different. I didn't go too different in terms of the mainstay rookies. Like I know a lot of people didn't start McKershaw for whatever reason because they thought there was too many points going down to Sheasel and Fisher, but I was always confident in that pick. Hence why I even fielded him. And then Sanders, Bebo just stitching us all up for the community and Supercoach. But Roberts 69, that's pretty good from Roberts. It's probably what I expect him to do. I'll probably chuck him down back at some point. And then Wilson and Sharp on the bench look good. Sharp 70, I'll take that because I don't have Carroll. And a lot of people have Sharp or Carroll, but not really both. And then Clark, does he go to Carroll after the Carlton bye? Perhaps he might. Marshall and Grundy. Now, I want to go pod Ruckman again. Now, this will hurt me doing pods every now and then because Gorn went like way crazy, 160 or something. I knew he'd go well against English, but he's got a couple of early buys, and I thought Marshall plays 14 games before, Gorn has 2 games out before then. So he's going to effectively, Marshall's going to play 2 more games and hopefully have more points on the board. So I took the risk and I thought, 127, new beauty. The pod's gone all right, 7% of the sides, but that's where an anti-pod can actually sort of hurt you if in that particular line someone goes nuts, it's highly owned, like a Gorn at 50%. So I tried to be a bit too spicy, but not always going to pay off. But it might in the long run. It's only round 1. So I still like the Marshall pick. I want it to be different as well. Like a lot of YouTubers and people in general you see have the same sort of side, and you got to be different somewhere. Luke Jackson, 113, I was always confident. Solo Ruck, I don't mind this one. He's going to be my R3 for the season. So I'm not going to switch him out. Even if he goes back to a forward role, averages 90, I still feel like he'll be around the top 6. And he'll be my floating sort of F7 depending on matchups and push him to R3 when I need to cover a 1 or 2 week stinger, if Marshall or Grundy, who, aren't the most durable sort of ruckmen sometimes. It wouldn't be a surprise if Jackson had to play an R2 role there at some point. So I'm keeping him. He's a season keeper for me. I'm not going to trade out a player at that price. Excuse me. Flanders started, had to. I couldn't care less about the buy. At the moment, I feel like I've got good enough rookies. If you look at that bench compared to some other people's rookies, these feel really fieldable. And I just had Heaney vibes. I don't love the pick, but I knew what he could produce early on, and I just thought a lot of sides do have him. Like you look at the percentage ownerships of Jackson, that's really highly owned. That's 42% of sides, which is surprising to me. I thought he'd be about at 20s. Flanders in 40, so he's going to hurt you if he scores well. And then Heaney in only 24, and I think it is because he's burnt a lot of people. Now, do you jump on him? I'd probably jump on him if I didn't have him. He just looks too good. His fixture looks good too. Have a look at the Sydney fixture coming up. I think he's got Essendon and Richmond in the next few games. So even if he plays forward, he's going to kick a few. And then he's got West Coast. So I'd be jumping on board Heaney. I wouldn't be ruling my side for it. Now, Fisher might be on the chopping block. Steve and I said on the live stream that he's not a great player, and this is why. But 1 every 3 sides have him. Every YouTuber has him as well. So we all got stitched. And this is the preseason baiting pick. There's 1 every year, and he got us all. He got us all full. The role was there, and I just think maybe he is the one I cull because you got Sheasel, McKershaw back there. Yeah, Goda's gone down, so that might help Fisher. But still, 50 for a game is not what I like to see. So I think he might be on the chopping board. Reed 78, 80% of size. Not surprised about that one. Sexton 63, a little bit underwhelming. And then Cadman and Bukamis. I mean, he was playing on Ben Brown. Did I butcher that? I don't really care. But Cadman's going to make us early money. I'm surprised he got a 72 there. I'm lucky I didn't go some of the other rookies that scored 30s and stuff. So pretty happy with Cadman. Buku is a bit of a pod as well. So I'm 3%. I love that. It's better than Burgess. Burgess, which is like a 34, and then Sharp's in 35, which is surprising as well. So, well, all in all, the side looks pretty good. Like, if I had to trade my way out of a situation, just to sort of get a better idea where my team is running, I really, really like the pick of, where is my boy? I was going to start him too, Massimo. I don't know why I didn't, to be honest with you. Like, if you have a look at my polls, that I was sort of going between, if I had gone a Crouch over Wines and listened to the community, but they said to fade Crouch. So I'm not saying you leave it in the hands of the community on Twitter and stuff, but even Bonner and Berry, imagine if I had went Bonner, you went 103, but it's just about team structure. So I'll be keeping an eye on Bonner as well because I do like the pick. And then what do you do forward? Are you confident in fielding a Wilson and a Cadman? Yeah, I'm not overly confident, but I want to leave that midfield as is. It looks all right. So for me in the forward line, who do I pick? I could go a Billings. I could go a Fife type player as well, but they do really concern me. I'd almost rather, and I know you're using points on field because that's what it's about, Wilson. And then I'd almost rather see what Bonner could do. But then are you taking Sanders out of the side? Probably, because you probably think he's a sub risk. So that would be the counter argument for that. And do you give Martin Wines another go? Probably. I know Wines, you're thinking, why are you looking to trade him off? But if he's going to pepper at 90, he's not going to be somewhere like a Crouch that you think could go maybe 105, 110 plus. So it could be something like this, strapping up that defense, 2 down back. Pretty solid back line. I mean, you've gained yourself an extra, hypothetically for the week, hypothetical, 60 points in the back line. And whatever the math is in the midfield from Fish, an extra 50 points. So it could be a 2.5 side if you got the right combination right. And that's the issue. You would have had all these players looking at, but you just got the wrong combo. So don't be too hard on yourself. Preseason games showed us a bit. So did round 0. Probably got baited into a few things, but your rookies are looking pretty good on the bench. You don't got too many Gibkises, Reeds, Williamses, and players like that. You should be right. And if I want to play aggressive, I could get rid of Martin. I thought of a few different trades, but honestly, I'll just see how we go during the week. The side looks pretty solid, to be honest. It'll be just how I go through the buys and what cover I have and playing rookie roulette as well and who I VC and C. I don't think there's any desperation players I would like to get. I'm still looking at for value though before the price changes. So I'm still looking at players like Steele to get into my side would be nice over a Wines and Martin. And yeah, pick that value before the price rises. So probably will be aggressive, used, I don't know, 2 to 6 trades early on. Might go a couple boosts, but I want to get this side right at the start of the season and then just let it play out for the first 4 rounds and see how we go. But other than that, all in all, team feels good. I feel pretty confident. The multi got up, won me 105 back, and I saw Isaac Smith on Sunday evening. Randomly, was walking past with his daughter, or they're on scooters actually, down in Geelong. And yeah, I didn't really recognise him. And then I had a second sort of double take. I was like, hey, it is him. And then, yeah, as he walked past again, fanboyed and gave me a wave because it was pretty cool to see a free player at the end of your Supercoach day. So anyway, if you got any comments, chuck them in the comments below. I'll get to them. Hopefully your team went well. Give us your scores down below. Let us know how you went. I'll catch you on the next. I'll do probably a live stream with Steve Thursday potentially, and I'll do a team preview Thursday or Friday, see how we go. So go the Tigers. I know we didn't do well, but we tried.